Even if we were to go like, you know, insane table, 3 of the guys at the table are drunk, 2 of them are passed out and open folding every hand, and you have 40 BB per 100 win rate, you'd still have a 27.5% chance of playing 8 hours in a day and finishing losing, even at this insane table. Hey everyone, this is Uri for Guerrilla Poker. Exciting time of the year, World Series of Poker is coming up in Vegas fairly soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it, but I have a bunch of friends who are going, and almost every year I give my friends some advice about how to play these long series live. A lot of my friends go there just to play cash games. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to give you guys a few pointers for live cash games. And if you guys like the video, I can go deeper into more strategy aspects in the next few videos. So, first things I tell my friends who go to play cash games is kind of a funny anecdote, which goes back to the first time I was in Vegas many years ago. And I was there with a few friends who were not full-time poker players. And they were playing the lowest limit at the casino. And whenever we had a break, they would tell me about hands, and they'd always say, oh, there's this really good aggressive reg, this guy with a hoodie, and they'd start saying about hands that they played against him. And every time they said, you know, good aggressive reg guy with a hoodie, I was like, there's this stereotypical or used to be hoodie image. What I kept telling my friends is, if this guy is playing the lowest limit at the casino, he's not a top tier online player. Those things do not go together. The top tier guys, whether they have a hoodie or not, I don't know, they play the high limits. Just because someone has a hoodie or talks about ranges doesn't make them a good player. You want to kind of get free of that image, and this is what I keep drilling into everyone a lot in all these videos. Don't give people too much credit, especially at the lower limits. You know, if you're playing 5100 at the casino, some of the guys there are going to be pretty good. But if you're playing 1-2, 2-5, 5-10. The regular players are not very, very strong opponents. You don't need to be scared of anything. And kind of breaking free from your fear that they're taking advantage of you in some terrible way will do you guys a lot of help. So that's the first thing I like to say, but that's not the main subject of the video. The main thing I want to talk about is actually variance. People who play online are very used to getting in a large number of hands very quickly. Depending on how many tables you play, people can get as many as 500 to 600 hands per hour online, and there are people who play as many as 100,000 hands a month, so it can really be a huge amount of hands. And when you play large amounts of hands, variance evens up fairly quickly. But live play doesn't work like this. In my estimation, in live games, you play roughly 20 hands an hour. If you're playing 8 hours a day, that's 160 hands a day. 5 days a week, that would be 800 hands a week. 4 weeks in a month, because we take a few days off, we have 3,200 hands in a month. And if you're doing that all year, that's 38,400 hands per year. Why am I talking to you guys about all these numbers? We have this variance simulator here. And here, I'm going to put in a standard deviation of 85, which is lower than average for players playing full or 6 max. We're going to talk a bit about win rates and number of hands. So let's say you play an 8-hour day. Win rates online tend to vary between 0 BB per 100 for lots of break-even guys who are making rake back, and the top players, 7 BB per 100. Sometimes you'll have some rare outlier who makes 10 BB per 100, but generally, if you're the best player at the table online by far, your win rate is going to be at most 7 BB per 100. And we'll start out looking at this, and let's say you are the best player at the table by far, have a win rate of 7 BB per 100. And what the variance simulator does, what we're going to look at, is the chance that you're going to lose. So, best player at the table, probability of loss after 160 hands is 46%. You sat down at the table, you're the best player by far, 46% you're going to finish the day losing after an 8-hour session. It's a lot to wrap your head around. A lot of us, when we go and sit at a table, we mentally jot down like, did I win today or did I lose today? And we think that that's an important factor, but you guys can see here right away that it really isn't. And even if we were to go like, insane table. You're far and away the best player. You can soul read everyone, their body language. 3 of the guys at the table are drunk. 2 of them are passed out and open, folding every hand. And you have 40 BB per 100 win rate. That's as high as you can possibly get. You'd still have a 27.5% chance of playing 8 hours in a day and finishing losing, even at this insane table. First thing I want, manage your expectations. Kind of like, even if you're the best player, you have to control your tilt and manage to keep playing well. It's fine that you're better than everyone else and they're beating you. This is part of the game. And if you go to the World Series, you sit at a cash game table and you expect to win, what's going to happen is you're going to get disappointed, you're going to get angry, you're going to tilt, and you're going to play worse, and you're going to say, I shouldn't have even come. Why did I come to Vegas? I should have stayed home. What a waste of time. And things like this, which I've heard, I don't know how many people say after a big losing session. Now we'll go back and let's be realistic. I think 40 BB per 100 is too high. Let's say 10 BB per 100 for a really, really good live game player. And what's the probability of losing after a week of playing 8 hours a day, 5 days in a week? And the answer is 37% that you finish the week a loser. What about a month? 3,200 hands a month, and the chance to finish a month with a 10 BB win rate down is 25%. So think how brutal being a live poker player going to a series to play live cash games can be, where even with a 10 BB win rate, there is a 25% chance you sit there for 1 month, 2 months, grind your heart out, and you're still down. That's a huge chance, like 1 in 4 people. Like I said again, it can always be like, what about every table is the best table in the world? We have 40 BB per 100, and you can't lose. If everyone's drunk, every table you play, you can't lose. But even 20 BB per 100, which I think is starting to get unrealistic, 10% chance that you're losing after a month. So this is going to happen 1 in every 10 series, or if you're a full-time poker player, you're going to have 1 or 2 losing months in a year, even if you are insanely the best player at the table by far, softest game in the world, etc. We'll go back to the same win rate, and last thing I want to look at is what about a year. Let's say you're a completely full-time poker player grinding it out in Vegas, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 12 months a year, just grinding it out, 40,000 hands, 10 BB win rate, so you're a really good player, and the chance that you finish the year down is actually fairly low. So in terms of time frame, monthly, you're going to finish down a lot, daily, all the time, weekly, all the time. And you have to look at the really big picture of like, how am I doing this year maybe? Like if it's been 10 months and you're down money, that's going to be an insanely bad run for a 10 BB per 100 player. We are being optimistic with win rates. What if you're, a 4 BB per 100 player? There are plenty of people online who'd love to have a 4 BB per 100 win rate. A 4 BB per 100 player has an 18% chance of finishing a year down of grinding the entire year. And this is something so brutal. Most people just, quit poker after a year like this, even before the year is over. So definitely in live games, in order to survive, you have to either run good or have a really high win rate. Sometimes it's tough to tell the difference between the two. In the end, all we see is the win rate. We don't know how good or how bad you ran. But hopefully this helps you guys readjust your expectations a little bit. Tilt and anger often comes from misplaced expectations about what's going to happen. And if you go on a poker vacation where you're going to play 1 or 2 weeks and you expect to win, you have to expect to win just like you expect to win with top pair against a flush draw. That's basically your chance. You have to be ready to take the loss. That's the way the game works. And the more prepared you are for that mentally, the less you'll tilt, the more you will conserve your real win rate. And over time, as it becomes 1 year and the longer term, things will work out okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you like these kind of big picture strategy live play videos. You can also go more into the what I do differently at the live tables than the online tables. Saw you guys really like Jeff's videos. If you guys want to see more of Jeff, let him know in the comments, motivate him a bit. We can get him to make you guys some more videos. I know he definitely puts a lot of effort into them, and I think they turn out really well. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our website. We have a course. More courses coming up soon. We have GTO preflop ranges, which you have to have these days in poker. You have to at least look at them and kind of know the big picture. Extremely, extremely important to check those out if you haven't. And I will see you next time.